Want to speak real Hungarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HungarianPod101.com.
Want to finally learn Hungarian the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1. Take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on HungarianPod101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2. Read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3. Shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4. Use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5. Use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the dialogue study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6. Review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7. Listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8. Review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9. Participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10. Move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as Favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn Hungarian, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to HungarianPod101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye!
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Hungarian. There are only 2 sentences you need to do it, but first it is important to clarify that in Hungarian there's a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how Hungarian people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Szia, Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. Hi, I'm Lívia. Nice to meet you. Szia, Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. Start by saying Szia. Then say your name and then vagyok. Szia, Lívia vagyok. Finally, say Örvendek. Szia, Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Jó napot kívánok! Szöllősi Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. Good day. I'm Lívia Szöllősi. Nice to meet you. Jó napot kívánok! Szöllősi Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these together. Szia has been substituted with the formal greeting Jó napot kívánok, Hungarian for good day. Lívia vagyok has not been changed. Vagyok stands in both cases for I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name, so I said Szöllősi Lívia. Here, you would say your full name. Note that for Hungarian people, family names come first, followed by the given name. However, you don't have to reverse your name when introducing yourself. You can say Örvendek in both situations. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Hungarian is Szia, Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. The formal way to introduce yourself is Jó napot kívánok. Szöllősi Lívia vagyok. Örvendek. And now it's time for Lívia's tips. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. Jó napot kívánok is a very formal expression. Sometimes people just say Jó napot when greeting each other. Both are polite, so you don't have to worry about making a mistake.
Egy tanár és egy diák beszélgetnek. Mikor megy a diák a tanár irodájába? Nem igazán értettem mindent a mai tanórán.
Tényleg? Van valami kérdésed?
Igen, elég sok kérdésem van. Van most ideje?
Egy kicsit most el vagyok foglalva. Gyere kérlek délután az irodámba. Délután 1 órától 4 óráig ott vagyok.
Rendben. Délután 2 órára ott leszek. Köszönöm. Mikor megy a diák a tanár irodájába? Egy tanár és egy diák beszélgetnek. Mikor megy a diák a tanár irodájába? Nem igazán értettem mindent a mai tanórán.
Tényleg? Van valami kérdésed?
Igen, elég sok kérdésem van. Van most ideje?
Egy kicsit most el vagyok foglalva. Gyere kérlek délután az irodámba. Délután 1 órától 4 óráig ott vagyok.
Rendben. Délután 2 órára ott leszek. Köszönöm.
In this lesson, we are going to learn numbers in Hungarian. Yes, numbers, számok, from 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes, 3 percben. Are you ready? Let's start. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Okay, now repeat after me. I will say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job! What is before edge? Do you know? In Hungarian we say nulla. Nulla. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Hungarian. Let's try it together. We will use the phrase a telefonszámom, which means my number is. A telefonszámom. A telefonszámom 0, 6, 1, 3, 1, 7, 8, 6, 5. Can you read it by yourself? Nulla, 6, 1, 3, 1, 7, 8, 6, 5. Perfect! Now it's time for Livia's tips. When we go to the bank or post office in Hungary, we sometimes have to stand in line with a number. When it's your turn to check out, they call your number. Learn your numbers well so you can be ready.
You are at a bus terminal where you're attempting to buy a ticket from a ticket counter. There are 4 different counters. Which counter should you line up at to go to the south side of the city? Which counter should you line up at to go to the south side of the city? The third counter is the counter for bus tickets that go to the south side of the city.
A város déli része felé.
You are at a bus terminal where you've just bought a long-distance ticket. Which row and seat number are you in? Which row and seat number are you in? The ticket says that you're in the 8th row in seat C.
8. sor, C hely.
You are at a bus terminal where you're reading the schedule for long-distance buses. On which days are there no buses running? On which days are there no buses running? There are no buses running on public holidays and the 3rd Sunday of every month.
Ünnepnapokon, minden hónap 3. vasárnapján.
You are at a bus stop where you're waiting for the 301 bus. There is a notice posted on the bus timetable. What does the notice say? What does the notice say? The notice reads, "The 301 bus does not stop here."
A 301-es busz itt nem áll meg.
You just got off a bus at a bus terminal and you're looking to catch a taxi. Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? You should take the east exit in order to get to the taxi rank.
Keleti kijárat.
In this lesson, we will learn some of the most common greetings used in Hungary. Készen álltok? Are you ready? Akkor kezdjük. So let's start. The most commonly used informal greeting is szia. Szia. Szia means hi, hello, or goodbye. We use it when we meet, but also when we leave. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. If there are more people present, you should use sziasztok, which basically means hi guys. Now let's continue by discussing the formal way to greet people. Jó napot. Jó napot. Literally, jó napot means good day. In the morning, we say jó reggelt, which means good morning. Jó reggelt. During the evening, we say jó estét. Jó estét. Este is Hungarian for evening, but when saying good evening, you have to say estét. When saying goodbye in formal situations, Hungarian people use viszontlátásra. Viszontlátásra. Viszontlátásra means goodbye. You can also use its shorter form, viszlát, which is less formal. You can say this to a shop assistant, for example. With your friends, you should use szia when speaking to one person, or sziasztok when there are more people present. Szia. Sziasztok. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Hungarian. Let's look at them all again. When meeting older people or someone we don't know, jó napot. When leaving in a formal situation, viszontlátásra. When leaving in an informal situation, viszlát or szia. It's easy, isn't it? And now it's time for Livia's tips. In formal situations, Hungarian people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. Girls greet their friends, including guys, with a kiss on both cheeks. Girls, don't be afraid to try it with your Hungarian friends.
Egy férfi és egy nő néznek egy étlapot egy étteremben. Mit rendelt a férfi? Mit szeretnél rendelni?
Ez a pizza finomnak néz ki. Ezt kérek.
Én tegnap ettem pizzát, úgyhogy...
Akkor mit szólsz ehhez a hamburgerhez?
Jól hangzik, ezt kérek. Mit rendelt a férfi? Egy férfi és egy nő néznek egy étlapot egy étteremben. Mit rendelt a férfi? Mit szeretnél rendelni?
Ez a pizza finomnak néz ki. Ezt kérek.
Én tegnap ettem pizzát, úgyhogy...
Akkor mit szólsz ehhez a hamburgerhez?
Jól hangzik, ezt kérek.